That is the voice of Lindsay Rinaldi from the Nashua Community Music School. She's executive director. We do a monthly musician of the month, whatever criteria it is that they have over there to get there. We've had several of them in. They enjoy it. They have some time. We have a young lady in here we'll get to in just a second. So we want to encourage you to go to the website so you can get your kid involved or yourself involved in any of the summer camps. They'd love to help you get it. You can afford us, 2 to 8 lessons. What's that?
Yeah,
2 months?
So during the summer, we find it's a little bit more easy for families to just buy a package of lessons. And that way they can pick and choose when they actually want to take the lessons. So it's not like during the school year where you're expected to make a regular commitment. You can just kind of use your summer to taste a different lesson or try a different instrument when it's convenient for you, because people go away, they have vacation plans and things like that. So it's really customizable to your personal schedule.
Well, listen, if you've opened yourself up and put the word daycare after it, all of the politicians can now send their kids there because they were approved to use financing yesterday that I've learned that, to send their kids to daycare. So let's get the politicians involved now. Is Iodice still teaching?
Oh, of course.
Lochi?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
We got him.
Great.
We love all of our mics.
So drums, very fun. That's cute. Excuse the pun there. You have all sorts of instruments there, including drums.
That's right.
Drums and keyboards, violin.
You got it. Yes. In fact, our violin instructor, one of our violin instructors, Anna Williams, was just featured on the BBC.
Wow.
Just a few days ago, and we're so proud of her.
Well, how does that happen? Is she over there?
Yeah, she's over there. She was in London. She's doing a European tour, and she also went to Siberia, touring her new album. She's really an extraordinary performer. She's part of a group called the Neve Trio.
Has she been in yet? Has she been in here?
She hasn't. Okay. Honestly, her schedule's
too
busy. But you know, her student is Bhavani, who was our February musician of the month.
I remember Bhavani.
Right? So I know that you're a big fan of her. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree,
Any person that wants to play an instrument, I'm a fan of, you know. It takes work to do. You can't learn it on the internet. You can't learn it on your phone. You have to do it.
That's right.
When you have to apply yourself to do it, I'm all for it.
That's right.
All right, so in the studio here this morning, now you have to move that microphone down and into, there you go, is a young lady here. Her name is Kelly. How do you say your last name, Kelly?
Frasca.
Kelly, like the drink?
Like the drink, but with 2 A's instead of an E and an A.
Like Frasca. Mm-hmm. That stuff was before your time, by the way.
I still see it around sometimes. I have to say it's not my favorite soda, but I see it.
What's your favorite soda?
I'm not a big soda person, but probably Sprite.
Sprite, good stuff. It's a cousin.
Yeah,
Frasca's a cousin. Huh? She's 18 years old, this young lady. The instrument that she has, which we now, thanks to Lindsay, consider a voice to be an instrument. So there's your instrument, is voice. You're from Amherst?
I'm from Nashua, but I live in Amherst now.
Okay, and you're a senior at Sauhegan High School.
Yes.
Are you out of school yet?
I'm not. I graduate not this Friday, but next Friday.
What's that sound? You hear it?
Is it?
It's somebody's belt.
I think it's the...
No, it's this guy's belt in his car.
Oh, that. Wow. Those are some ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, what'd I do? I just set up the music.
So, are you supposed to be in school today?
I am, but I will say it's not as bad as it seems. We have an event we do every spring called the Run for Hope, and so we have shortened classes today, so I'm not missing too much.
We used to call it bunking when I was a kid. You can tell everybody, I'm not going in today. I'm on the radio. Just tell them to call me if they got a problem.
I'll let them know. Mom, you can do that.
It might not get you anywhere, but it's worth a try. You've been singing since you were 5 years old.
Yep, as long as I can remember, I've been singing. When I was about 5 or 6 is my first real memories singing. My dad has done community theater in Nashua for my entire life, and that's really the first time I remember really kind of connecting with the shows, and I remember I sang along with the songs that he was learning in the car with him.
Sure. Also, you've had some music that you've been listening to all those years, too, though, besides that, right? So what else do you like to sing to?
I'm pretty boring as far as popular music goes. I listen to a lot of show tunes, kind of a occupational hazard. But for most of my life, I know like when I was really little, I grew up listening to like the Celtic Women with my mom. And so I've listened to them ever since I was little. I've always liked Taylor Swift, too, which is not the greatest example of maybe musicianship, but I enjoy some of the older stuff.
Well, sure as heck can practice your range.
Yes.
Yeah, all over the place with the stuff they do. All right, so yes, we can finally ask something that's like right around the corner, because a lot of the kids that come in are a lot younger than you, and I ask them what do they want to do in the future, and it's like just go home right now. But we can ask you, what are your plans after high school, which is Right, you did graduate. You are going to graduate.
No, I'm 7 days.
I know, but you're going to pass. You're not going to summer school.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not going to summer school.
Do they have summer school anymore?
They sure do.
Yes, they do.
okay.
Yeah, big time.
All right. So what do you plan on doing?
This fall, I'll be attending NYU Steinhardt for vocal performance for musical theater.
New York University.
Yes.
You going out there alone?
I am. That's the reaction of all of my parents' friends.
Have you been there yet?
I have. I've been a few times now.
Okay, man. I'd love to talk to you in 2 years after that. The whole thing is an experience, and you're going to learn a lot. If you want to be for vocal performance or the musical theater track, so you want to get into theater, and you can't be in a better place than that.
No, you cannot. Definitely.
Did you get a scholarship for that?
I did get some, within Steinhardt, it's like a Steinhardt scholarship. So if you got like a Stern scholarship for the Stern Business School, it's academic merit. But because I'm in like an artistic major, it's technically a talent scholarship.
Oh, what are you going to do for work while you're there?
Whatever I can find, any and all.
She's going to love it. You've been to New York before?
Yes.
Okay. You walk in the city and so forth?
Yeah, I've always loved the city.
You do like it? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're going to do well then. It's going to be great.
And one of the things that I think your listeners may or may not know is that this program, the NYU Steinhardt program, is one of the most competitive programs in the country. The acceptance rate is super low. They only enroll a handful of freshmen, particularly women, every year. So I couldn't think of a more deserving candidate that works just as hard as Kelly for this honor. So I'm pretty pumped for her.
I'm not too familiar with that style of music, but I'll bet you because of that, many of them go on to great things because they've got, in the secular world outside of music, they have job placement. But everybody knows what's coming out of here from the theater district in New York.
Absolutely. I mean, the best place, if you want to be on Broadway, the best place to be is near it, at
so
least.
So you're going to be on Broadway?
Hopefully. I think last year, or maybe the year before, it was like the number one most represented college on Broadway or something like that.
Yes, it's huge. It's really an honor. You've been out. Have you been out with your family to visit the school?
Yes, I think 3 times now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, so did you find yourself a place to live?
I applied. I'm going to live on campus at least my freshman year.
That's going to be great because, an apartment about the size of this right here costs about $8,000 a month. In New York, right here,
yeah.
And there's no bathroom. You have to share it with everybody else down the hallway. And there's a community kitchen that you all cook in. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you'll be staying right on there. Wonderful stuff. You've got to be pumped for this here.
I'm so excited. Yes,
you're going in August.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I believe the 24th.
So what are you going to plan to do to have a little fun between now and then?
I'm going to try and get multiple jobs to earn some money to save up. Yeah. But in between, I'll probably hang out with my friends and stuff.
There's tons of jobs and little things that you can't do in New York. It's very competitive, but I can tell by your already outgoing personality, you're going to do very, very well. Just got to get used to, the pace.
Yes.
It's a little different than Amherst.
Yeah.
Or Nashua for that matter.
Yes,
So
definitely.
The pace. But and how what is this? Is this a 4-year program at that college, or
yes.
is it?
Yes, it's a degree.
Wow.
It's a degree program. Is it a bachelor's of
music?
Music, yeah. So it's a conservatory level program. There's different types of undergraduate degrees, and a Bachelor of Music is the more competitive of the programming.
So proud already. Haven't even heard you sing yet.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to play some music this morning. Now I get it. I thought she was going to play and sing, but we have on the accompaniment is Lindsay Rinaldi.
I'm going to do my best.
All right.
It's better than what I
You're not
can
a
do.
keyboard player?
Not really, no. I'm going to fake it, though.
Modest, get in
It'll
here.
be great. No, it'll be good.
He could do the same thing.
It'll do it. It'll be okay.
He looks good behind the keyboards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we going to do here this morning? And I got to do a little bit of a sound check because
yes, of course.
So what are we going to do?
I'm going to have Kelly introduce it because these songs, they're all musical theater songs, so
Yeah,
they have
are we gonna
stories
know
to
any of
them.
Oh, we're going to tell a story.
Yeah, we're going to tell some stories. It's radio, right?
Did you like Cinderella when you were young?
I did like Cinderella. I have Cinderella's a bit of a. I loved Cinderella. That was my school musical last year, and I ended up kind of spur of the moment singing it at my audition for NYU.
How did I not know that?
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. All right, can we do just something before she does something so I can dial in the sound here, please?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna sing. What do you do when you exercise, Kelly?
I do some vocal sighs, we call them.
Yeah, but can she play with you while you do these? Because I got to get you
Yes.
both together on here.
Yeah, I think maybe if I just play like the little beginning and you just like hum, that
Yeah.
would be a good
Are you
start.
singing?
I'm not going to sing. I'm
All
going
right,
to play.
then turn your mic off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead, Kelly, and the keyboard player. Let me see if I can get this dialed in. Oh! It's a big stand up now. You can move this any way you want. Now just give me a little something, please. Can you hear it on your headphones? Okay, is that loud enough?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, what are we waiting? What are you playing? A 6-minute intro? I'm trying to do a sound check. Just give me a little. I need some behind that, please. All right, that's it. Wow, holy Toledo. You can sing, man. You sound like a bird.
Thank you.
You're going to be mad, but I'm going to ask you to turn my headphones up again.
They're almost back at Bodice level. We should have just kept them that way. It's because of Rosenthal's voice. That's the thing. Some things are pleasingly loud, some things aren't. I get it. Don't worry about it. Hey, man. Do you got brothers and sisters?
I have one much older half-brother.
Does he sing?
No.
Does your mom sing?
One alone.
But your dad does?
My dad does, yes.
Wow. Just from listening to that little bit in my headphones. Whoo! Well, you're in for a treat here. Kelly Frasca. Frasca, 18 years old. Her instrument's voice. This is our Nashua Community Music School's Musician of the Month. We do it monthly. She is in Nashua. She's a senior at Sauhegan High School. She is going to be going to NYU Steinhardt for vocal performance. She's got a scholarship for 4 years with musical theater track. We're about ready to be treated to something very special with her singing and Lindsay Rinaldi's on the keyboard. So what is it that we're going to be listening to here this morning?
All right, so the first song is from a show that I think most people would recognize. It's from Anastasia the Musical, which just recently closed on Broadway. And it's slightly different from the movie, but this portion of it does not vary. This is one of the first songs in the show. It's when you first meet Anya, or Anastasia, and she's kind of describing how, and if you've seen the movie Anastasia, you know she has amnesia and doesn't remember being one of the last Romanov.
I don't know the movie. But let me ask you a question here. What is the difference between the style of music that you're singing and opera?
Stylistically, I can't speak too much to like the really music-y thing. Lindsay definitely can,
okay,
but I know like operas are usually much more driven by the score. So the played music, not sang. I'm blanking on the term, but musical theater is pushed by the words and the lyrics and the dialogue, and so that's why opera is more often enjoyed in a language that's probably not your own, because you don't necessarily need the words.
So it's almost like a derivative of opera.
It's
evolved into what? No.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
it absolutely is. I'd say the major difference is that musical theater will often have the opportunity for there to be actually lines and like a scripted play in addition to having musical scenes, whereas opera is all sung. Mm-hmm. There's generally no lines.
Now, do you sing any of these theatrical things in different languages?
Sometimes there are some shows. It's more recent. There are shows that are incorporating other languages. Like there's very famous with Hamilton right now. Lin-Manuel Miranda's first musical, In the Heights, incorporates a lot of Spanish, and there's one from several years ago called The Light in the Piazza, which incorporates a lot of Italian, and that's a really interesting one. I think.
Do you do that?
I haven't done that one, but I've done Italian for the Italian arias for like the All Stays auditions.
All right, well, we're really looking forward to hearing you do this piece right here, which once again you can introduce it, and then we'll play it. Our Nashua Community Music School's Musician of the Month, Kelly Frasca's in the studio.
Alrighty. This is In My Dreams from Anastasia the Musical by Stephen Flaherty. Rain against a window, sheets upon a bed, terrifying nurses whispering overhead. Call the child, Anya, give the child a hat. I don't know a thing before that. Traveling the back roads, sleeping in the wood, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seemed, at night all alone in my dreams.
Wow. Holy Toledo.
Yay!
No wonder they opened the door for you at that college. She said, come on in here. Well, can you leave earlier? Can you come today? Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Do you get a chance to hear your own voice when you like?
I actively avoid it, actually.
Oh, stop.
Hey, you know what? I do the same thing. For what I do.
I think
No
Lindsay said
way.
you play guitar,
Absolutely.
right?
I can't listen to myself. No way, no how. And you know what? You're not alone.
Yeah.
A lot of musicians don't, you know. You can ask the guys like Steven Tyler, a local dude who's in the band Aerosmith.
yeah.
He will not listen to any of his albums. Okay?
I completely understand.
It's something that's different to the way that it comes across to our own ears in somebody else, because I'm listening to it and your voice is staggering. And when they get done with you here, you got a career, something special. You really got a special vocal, but you don't know that. You know what I
No.
mean? No, you because
like
you
to
don't
sing.
hear yourself the way we hear you. Right. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Believe me, it's phenomenal. What tone? Beautiful pitch as well. Your dad knows. Your mom knows. I can
Yes.
tell you right now. Do you sing with your father?
We sing in the car a lot.
Harmonies?
Yes, sometimes. There's specifically one show called Catch Me If You Can. It's based on the movie.
Wow.
And there's a song that's sung by like the father and the son, and we always used to sing it in the car together.
She's smoking, Lindsay. My
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
It's been a lot of fun working with her over the past 4 years.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I mean, you know, there's a lot that goes into. You have a voice instructor at the NCMS for 4 years,
Yes.
correct? From what I'm reading here at Nashua Community. Who did you learn with before?
I worked very, very briefly with a guy named Jeff Prescott, who does a lot of theater in Nashua, and he works in Lowell for about a month and a half. But it ended up being at the time I couldn't drive, and the commute was too much. And before that, I just kind of sang. I know, like in chorus in school and stuff, they would give us tips, and I would think about that. And sometimes I'd read online, but reading online, as you were saying, and doing are very different.
Yeah, but I mean, you have a natural talent. I mean, you know, you can't learn what you've got already. But these people right here, where you're going is the best place you could go with the talent that you do have. They're going to make a star out of you.
I hope so.
I'm telling you
Thank
now. You already got all the ingredients that they need. That's why they chose. That place is not just picking me.
That's true.
You know, they're not taking, oh, yeah, you know what, you got money, let's go. Because their reputation's on the line.
Absolutely.
There's still those places up there that would rather be, you know, caring about the reputation than grabbing the money and you just getting a degree. They're going to send her out ready to roll. I would be surprised if she is not working in some capacity of theater with that voice within a year.
Absolutely.
Please. Keep us in touch on this.
I will.
I mean, she's the only one that I've had here that's on their way. It's the one step that I remember from all the people that have been on. So please follow this young lady's career. I want to be proven wrong. That's my point. I'm going to tell you right now. You are on your way to some huge things with that voice. I can't wait to hear another one. What else are we going to do?
The next one is a bit of a jazzier take on a fairly classic song. It's from Guys and Dolls, the musical.
That's hard. Singing jazz is tough.
Yeah, and I
Because
also
nobody
actively
understands it
avoid
but
that.
you.
And
Huh?
so
I pushed her to do it. Because,
Why do you got to have her singing jazz?
Well,
it's
no, it's
jazzy. Jazz
It's
would probably
jazzy.
be a stretch.
What's your favorite song to sing anyway? What do you like singing the most?
One of my all-time favorites is the third one I'll be performing. It's called
Okay.
I Couldn't Know Someone Less, and that's one of my all-time
Oh,
favorites.
I was just going to say, because we'll have whatever you want to play, we'll make Lindsay play. Never mind her shoving something on you. Tell her, play this.
Oh, I really like this one,
Okay,
though,
there you
because
go.
I was
Let's
kind
go.
of worried because I am kind of scared of jazz, and so I
All
wanted
right,
to
well,
try something
you
simpler.
said it's jazzy, so let's have a
Yeah.
listen.
It's jazzy. And you know what, George? She's actually even a little bit louder on the second tunes.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to turn the piano up at all.
Let me find out.
Okay.
Just give me the fingers, not
Okay.
the finger.
Yes.
Just give me some fingers, you know.
All
Yes,
right.
no, left, left. Okay,
Got
let's
it.
go.
Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. From the moment we kissed tonight, that's the way I've just gotta behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light. Or if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me, how do I feel, little me with my quiet upbringing? Well, sir, say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. Or if I were a watch, I'd start popping my spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding.
Oh,
See, it sounds great.
Man,
She had to sing it.
Yeah, I like it.
hey, oh my goodness gracious! She's got perfect pitch.
It's very close. It's
Wait,
very
what do
good
you want?
pitch.
You want challenging me on that? She's dead on.
She
If you
is
told me
dead
to
on.
say- if you
She
told
is
me, like,
dead
sing.
on. That what?
If you told me to be like, sing a C like 4, I would see.
Don't
worry about that.
I would
Believe
know
me.
that.
Perfect
Hey,
pitch is
let
a
me-
different thing.
Listen, just because that keyboard's electronic does not mean that is in perfect tune. Okay, people
That's
take
true.
that for granted, and you are flying to the notes like that. You got perfect pitch. Believe me, what these people are going to do with you is remarkable because you've got everything that they need. Now, here's the thing that they're going to work with you on as well, and I don't know how you do that at home or you work on it at Nashua Community Musical, but a lot of this stuff is going to be choreographed with you moving and doing stuff like that, and
Yes.
that is when it becomes challenging.
Yeah. When I'm standing here and I'm like, and I
Yeah.
can focus on my posture, it's nice. It's
Right.
very easy. Yeah.
Sure. Well,
But
people
then
don't
when you're
realize that's a part.
dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a whole different thing. It's amazing if you've ever seen a show in Las Vegas with some of the like Cher or these big shots that can do these things, but they've doing them for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
You don't even know they're breathing.
Yes.
Breathing's the
Definitely.
most important thing in singing.
Yeah.
She's dead on, man. She has got a very palatable voice to the ear. It's not irritating. It's soothing. It's stuff. And if it was done in a production studio, man, it's going to be phenomenal. This
It is.
young
It's
lady.
been so much fun to work with her over the
Sure
past
she
4
is,
years.
yeah.
It's really.
Do you know what you're doing?
In what capacity?
Well, I mean,
You better at this point.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because there's a lot of times people are good at something. They don't even know why or how they're good at it. They're just good at it. Do you know what you're doing?
It's something I've like reflected on a lot this past year with like auditioning for college and kind of going into that, and a lot of many essays asking me, what do you want to do and why, and trying to kind of figure out what my answer to that is. I'm not really sure. I've also looked into like the voice and kind of like how it works a lot, other than just with my time with Lindsay. And I've read a lot about like a lot of people can sing and could sing much in probably a better capacity than they think they can, but it's just they don't really understand how to make their voices go up. They might know, I need to go up, but I don't really know how to do that. And I guess that's something that's always come naturally to me. I was trying to think about, I was like, well, how do I make my voice go higher? And I'm like, well, it goes higher when I try, and I don't really understand how I do that, but I think that has helped me a lot in that, and that it's not something I needed to learn along the way.
At her age, 18, Lindsay,
Yeah.
is there going to be any more changes to her vocals?
Oh, 100%. In fact, she's going to go through another vocal change between 18 and 21. So that's a really good time for students like Kelly to be in college, to have another voice instructor to help walk them through that change.
What will develop? More of a will she be? She's very polished right now, but I mean, is there going to be more of a soprano range? Will there be more of an alto tenor range?
We're hoping. She's crossing her fingers. Yeah, I think that.
But I can tell by the way she's singing, she's got a hell of a lot more range to go.
She does.
They're going to get that out of her.
Yeah, she'll show it in the next song.
Oh,
too.
you can tell already. You ain't even nowhere near where you break glass in here.
Yeah, maybe
Oh
someday.
my goodness.
One of the things that Kelly's always been really, really aware of and responsible for is, even though she loves musical theater, she always takes the time to go back and learn some classical technique and maybe do some Italian arias, just to make sure that her breath control and her technique is in a really good, healthy position. And that really helps expand your range a little bit more than musical theater repertoire.
Well, you're special. You really are. You really are special. You work on breathing exercises. I'm sure you do.
I do. I've also had asthma for a very long time, so I've always been really aware. Very, very severe asthma when I was younger, yeah. I didn't really take voice until I was in high school because I couldn't. I just didn't have the lung capacity.
That's what I mean by talent. You know, she just has the talent there. I mean, she's a bitty thing too. You can imagine she can. And
Yes.
she's strong. What a very. You can't tell from listening here. She's got powerful vocals.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
right. And breathing. you know.
That's what helps it. That's what makes it happen. I mean, having good breath control
This is great
and having
stuff.
the technique and the awareness that Kelly puts into her singing, I think that is a huge part of her success. But I think an even bigger part is that she takes that technique, and then when she gets into the song, she forgets about it.
You need
That's true.
You need to take her over to Holman Stadium and get her to sing the national anthem for that team over there.
I hate singing the national anthem.
Forget about it. I don't blame you.
I have sung it at a couple
I think
games at
she's
my
over it.
school
It's hard,
and
right?
at like 4th of July parades, and it's my
it's
number
so-
one fear in life.
It's so smoke on the water, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
everybody does it. Yeah, okay, I get you. No
And you
problem.
can't mess it up. That's the thing. You can't like you can't mess up. You can't play like I was at an open mic night once, and someone someone played Voodoo Child and just wrecked it, and it was awful, and it was a terrible experience.
How do you know
because
Voodoo Child?
I know like a couple guitar players, and so I went to some like open mic nights with them, and I also just my dad likes Stevie, not Stevie. Oh wow!
This is the newest movement in rock and roll music in the last 15 years. Is women that can sing like her singing rock and roll hard rock music.
Yeah.
There are more bands, and that is all due to that girl Amy, whatever Essence.
Amy Winehouse.
She's what's her name?
Amy Lee from
That's-
Evanescence.
She started that back in 2001, 2, 3, and now
Yeah.
it took off. And any girl that can sing like this is now with a hard rock and roll band, and that's the
I will tell you that I teach Amy Lee and Evanescence all the time.
of course.
All the
Those
time.
are the new- those
very
are- yeah.
popular. And you know what? It actually sounds really great on the piano
No, of
because
course,
it's
but-
like full orchestrated most of the time. So.
And a lot of which I can tell you right now because you've sang some of these songs so much, she could hit a miss note and you're still going to hit those notes well. But at the same
Thank God.
token, you're only going to be as good as the instruments that you could hear behind you.
Yes, I remember specifically with the first song I sang. I performed it once for a school event, and my friend was accompanying me. And you can't tell, but Lindsay changes keys. What is it, like 16 times or something throughout that song? It's something like crazy.
6 times.
She's
yeah.
paying attention to
And
you.
my
Yeah.
friend was when he was still getting it down, he said something. He was like, "Well, if I played in the wrong key, it's like just stay in the right one." I was like, "I really appreciate you believe that I can sing in the right key if you're playing it in the wrong key, but I don't know if I can."
Let me tell you, you'll make anybody that stinks look good. Trust me. Kelly Frasca, Frasca, our Nashua Community Music School Musician of the Month. She's 18 years old. Her hometown is Amherst. She's a senior at Sauhegan High School. She's been singing since she was 5. She's been at Nashua Community Music School for 4, and she's going to NYU Steinhardt for vocal performance on a scholarship, which if you've just heard her sing, you know what they're going to do with her. Lindsay already told you that it is a very difficult school to get into. Most of their graduates are probably in theater right now. So this young lady's got a career already made for her. And we're about ready to hear a third
Yes.
song, which is what?
So this next song is called "I Couldn't Know Someone Less" from a musical called Daddy Long Legs, which is a little niche as far as theater goes. It wasn't on Broadway because we have a theory that we think the name is not super appealing. It does not pertain to spiders in any way, so it's a little misleading. And it's also the cast is only 2 people, which is a little unconventional as far as musical theater goes. And what it is, it's about an orphan who has a benefactor who pays for her to go to college, and I think it's like 1901 or something like that that it takes place in. And so someone reads a piece of her writing, one of the benefactors of the orphanage she lives in. She's 17, and he's like, "Oh, she's really good. She deserved a shot." So he pays for her to go to school and stuff like that. And the only stipulation in the agreement is that she has to write him a letter once a month, and he'll provide places, and he'll provide a place for her to stay in the summers and things like that. And after her freshman year, she asked to go to a farm with her not a farm. Oh, I just gave it away. She asked to go and stay with her friends, her new friend that she's made, but her benefactor says that she can't. She has to go live on this farm for a month in the summer because every writer has to have a bad experience to draw upon to be like a tortured artist about. Is that basically the logic? And she refers to the benefactor when she writes letters to him as Daddy Longlegs because she sees him as kind of a paternal figure, and the only thing she knows about him is that he's tall. So she calls him Daddy
Nobody
Longlegs.
needs to go see the show now. Thanks a lot for coming. You know what I mean? Talk about spoiler or anything.
It's super weird.
you need the backstory, and I think it's important to know that the character Jerusha that Kelly's
Yes.
singing, she's never met this benefactor.
Hey, do the kids over at Sauhegan High School know you can sing?
I
Yeah,
think so.
I do. I've done theater. I don't I know. I remember once I have a friend who heard me, like he came to see the musical last year, and he came marching up to me the next day in first period. He's like, "Why aren't you singing? Like right now?" I was like, "Well, why aren't you like playing the guitar right now? Because it's not the time."
When I was young and we were playing rock and roll music, the singer got all the chicks, and the chicks get all the guys if they're singing too. You know that they're probably all climbing up you right now if they hear you sing. Let me tell you something. They'll be like, "Holy Toledo! Listen to that voice right there. She's unbelievable, melting." Have you been to a Broadway show?
I have. I've been to a few.
Just sit there and like, that's going to be me. It better be.
I hope.
If you don't think like that.
I saw Anastasia this past December for my 18th birthday with my mom and a couple of my friends, and it was the first, and it was awesome, and I loved it. But it was the first time that I kind of, it felt like an attainable goal to me, and I didn't even know I had gotten an audition at NYU yet. At the time, I hadn't even finished my application, but it felt like when I was listening to the main character and the main actress sing, I was definitely. I'm not at that level, but it didn't seem as far of a jump as it always has.
You've got to breathe it.
Yes.
You got to breathe it. That's me. Mm-hmm. I'm in.
Yeah,
that's all. You can't even. There's no zero doubt.
Yeah.
You got everything. I'm good enough. I'm going to do it. Just keep saying that stuff over and over, no matter what barrier you run into, because you will be challenged.
Oh, yes.
But that's going to hone you.
Mm-hmm.
But you've got to understand that you've got something you don't even know you have. I got the talent, man. So, I mean, I take a look at my life through you kids, and I said, if I had opportunities that you had, because I had great raw talent, I could be in a much better position than sitting in this gazebo.
It's a very nice
I don't know.
gazebo.
This is a lovely, yeah.
I'm just saying. You got that. So you can never say die. I am good. I'm going to do it. The only thing you got to do is just take care of that voice.
Yes.
Which I can tell already you don't do anything, smoking and drinking and all that stuff like that.
Don't
do. I know that. Don't, though. That's it. That's what you got.
Hopefully. I don't plan to start.
And that's going to be great. We're looking forward to it. I can't wait to hear, oh, yeah, guess what, George? That girl's on stage. It's coming, because anybody else that comes on the radio goes to great things. Some better than others. You're on your way. I'm going to watch you on Broadway one day. There's people on the Facebook right now saying the same thing. They never met you before. They're listening to it online.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, do you have friends that are listening to you?
I don't, because they're all in school right now.
Well,
unless they're texting on their Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you know a Kristen Buckley Scotland?
That's my cousin. Yes.
She's
says,
my godmother. So proud of you, and kisses all these little things that they throw over here. There's another person who says this sounds like Broadway. I'm telling you. See, it's not just me. Take those good pills. What that people are giving you, saying, "Hey, you got it." I can't wait to hear the third one. What we got, Lindsay?
That's great.
Oh, what do we? Oh, we already just heard about
Lindsay,
the grasshopper,
could you refresh
right?
my memory as to.
You're doing a spider song. You just told us the whole song.
Thank you. Just to triple check myself.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to play a 4-bar intro.
A 4-bar intro. Daddy Longlegs.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And there's a lot of pages, George, so I'm just going to throw them. Don't worry about it.
Lindsay,
Pay no attention to
Lindsay,
the pages.
do whatever you want to do.
Okay, good. All right.
Go ahead.
I've imagined you so many ways. You are kind, you are tall, you are old. But in all those pondering days, I'd not imagined you heartless and cold. I thought you cared, I confess. I couldn't know someone less. And I'm here on a farm in the country, sleep in a wooden bed. Mrs. Semple is really quite simple, sees that the cows are fed. Tomorrow we may paint the barn a different shade of red. There's an ice cream social at the schoolhouse. I wish I were dead. If I could travel to places in books, I could see with my eyes how Milton's heaven looks. But I am here watching days slip away, adrift in my own discontent. Though you've shown me kindness and changed my life, I must confess. Why would you set me free only to imprison me? I couldn't know someone less.
Wait till they get their hands on you. Wait till those instructors and these people that are good at what they do get a hold of you. They're going to do things with your voice you never thought were possible. Thank you so much for sharing your talent with us this morning, and of course the Nashua Community Music School for picking you to come on in. Kelly Frasca singing a couple, 3 pieces right there. For a senior at Sauhegan High School on her way after a nice summer, maybe enjoying her friends and some time going to NYU's Steinhardt for vocal performance with a musical theater track. Now, will you continue to go to the Nashua Community Music School for the next couple months?
Yes, I just yesterday actually filled out the sheet to get the packages of lessons.
Lindsay, who's working with her now?
Me. I'm her teacher.
Oh,
yeah, Lindsay is.
You didn't do too bad on the keyboard.
I tried.
I didn't hear any mistakes.
I tried. I made a few, but it was okay.
You
I
got
covered
her.
it.
Yeah, she did.
She covered me.
Yeah, of course she
It's
did.
all good. But
I would never know.
For our concerts, we always hire professional accompanists.
Yeah.
But I can't always hire a professional accompanist for this opportunity. So, and because I've been working with Kelly for so long, this felt comfortable to me. So it was fine. I just
Yeah,
practiced
dude.
hard. Woke up at 5 a.m., practiced the keyboard.
She's got to blow you away, this girl.
Yeah. I mean, it really...
Lindsay can sing. Has she ever tried it?
Oh yeah, she sings when I don't understand how to do a technique. She always helps me, and she always sings them.
So you can imagine, Lindsay, from your professional way. Wait till these instructors at NYU Steinhardt get a hold of her.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled about it because I'm in a unique situation where I get to pass along a lot of students to new instructors when they go to college or wherever they go, and particularly this school really has a strong value of vocal health.
Any of your other past students going to this school?
Not to this school, but to definitely other competitive schools. The Hart School of Music, Butler, Indiana.
Yes.
NEC, Boston Conservatory.
Yep.
Like, I have a lot of students
Yep.
who have gone into music, and some of them have stayed in it, and some of them have changed majors once they were there. But at the end of the day, it's all about making sure that when you're singing that you're happy and that it's fulfilling for you. And one of the things you can do as a performer is you can share that happiness with others. And that's why I got into music. I didn't get into music, honestly, with the idea that I'm going to run a music school one day. I got into music because I love it and I want to share my love of music with other people. And when I had the opportunity to run a music school, that just made it so I could touch many more people.
That's the opposite about us. He's in it for selfish reasons, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not in it for the fame.
He's not into it to please anybody else because you haven't heard him sing. Because if that was the case, this
well,
guy
those
right
lessons are still on the table, Bob.
See that guy right there? Have you ever heard a person in your life that can't sing?
Oh.
Now I know you're a nice girl and you would never tell anybody, listen, shut up, you can't sing. I will. But anyway, you see that guy right there? He's handsome, but he can't sing. But he loves to sing.
I don't agree.
So
I've heard him
That's
sing
fine.
on his Metallica
Lindsay, do me a
covers.
favor. You know the only reason why he's doing that is because you know he's the owner.
Oh, come on.
More. Every person that comes in and we talk about these conversations about him, they end up. That's all I hear. The reality is he can't sing, but I'm going to tell you what he does that a lot of people don't do. He sings anyway. If there's a mic, I'm getting up there. He does not care, which you appreciate, and people are loving it. That's what I like. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Because many
brave
people like
thing.
me, I can't sing. I ain't going to sing. That's all. He's I can't sing and I am singing. You just get out of the way. You know what I mean? You got to love that.
Yeah,
You have to have that.
I've read a bunch of things about how a lot of people who think they can't sing might be able to if they did sing, and it's a lot of and that's
That's
what
my
holds you
point.
back
I give him a
lot.
hard time, but if he was to ever go get a couple lessons from you, I'm telling you right now, he'll dial right in because everything else is already there. He's
Right.
got the melodies, he's got this, he knows where the notes are. So,
Yeah.
does he want to apply himself? He's just doing it for fun. That's all. You, on the other hand, are about ready to embark on a career that's going to be surrounded with this. So, what do you like to do when you're not singing? I mean, for fun that you enjoy? Is it reading? Is it bike riding? What?
Reading, definitely. I have always loved to read, and I guess kind of goes hand in hand. I'm kind of an amateur history buff. I like history, like watching documentaries and stuff. I plan to also study Spanish while I'm at NYU, so I kind of in school and also outside of. I really like to study Spanish and languages and things like that.
Oh, awesome, good stuff. Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
We
Thank
wish
you
you
so
well,
much.
and I know you're going to do good.
Thank you very
This is my
much.
old stomping grounds out there. Lindsay, another great Community Music School's
Thank
Musician
you
of the
so
Month.
much. We're proud of them.
You do them all the time. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to hit the top of the hour. Bob and I still have another hour to go here at WSMN 1590. Thanks to all the people that got a chance to listen to Kelly Frasca. She's 18 years old, Amherst High School, New Hampshire. She's a senior at Sauhegan High School. She's been singing since she was 5. And you can hear the talent that she has. All right, we've got a lot of talent on the radio today as well. WSMN1590.com's website, top right-hand corner. There is a program lineup. There's a special show this afternoon at 5 o'clock after Mr. Fitness. And Bob will bring in everybody they went to Columbia with, and they're going to recall all the stories. Maybe you'll actually hear some bits and pieces of him standing on stage, which is the only place they'll let him sing is in the backwoods of a villa in Mexico. Okay, where there's the dogs and the police and mountains. That's what he gets to sing. All right, top of the hour. See you on the other side.